Hey, tech enthusiasts. Welcome to FocustChats, the ultimate blend of technology, fun, and education. I'm Becky Faith, your host on this thrilling ride. At FocustApps, we're all about the game-changing power of tech. And with FocustChats, we're handing you the tools to rock it. Let's get focused. Welcome to FocustChats. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Braden Fullington. He is a software developer here at FocustApps. Thank you for joining me today, Braden.
Yeah, happy to be here.
I just want to start off with asking a question about how your interest in software started and what led you to FocustApps.
Yeah, so when I was a kid, I played a lot of video games. So originally I wanted to be a video game designer.
Okay.
And then when I got old enough to actually start considering that as a career is when all of those articles about crunch time started coming out.
Yes.
And I was like, maybe not.
Right.
But I was fortunate enough when I was pretty young in elementary school to get involved with First Lego League, which is a robotics competition for kids.
That's very great. That's awesome.
Yeah. And did that all the way through high school and got to build big robots that run off of car batteries. But I got my hand into programming there and didn't go the video game route, but then did the make money route.
Yeah, make money. There you go. That's a smart route.
And then coming out of college, I was fortunate enough to get involved with GE Appliances and their early career acceleration program. So I got a lot of broad scope of experience there, and then came to FocustApps, kind of looking for a more fast-paced environment, kind of delivering value quicker to our customers and really doing customized solutions and that kind of stuff.
Very good. I think you're a great fit for that, Brayden. Very good. Since you've been here, or maybe in the past, what is the most exciting project you've worked on here at FocustApps?
Yeah, unfortunately this one didn't kind of come totally to fruition, but a couple months ago we did some work for a client to kind of help them revitalize their telephony systems and their IVR and the way that they interact with customers over the phone. And we got to do some experimental work with kind of like ChatGPT and voice synthesis, and really kind of put an eye to that in a way that wasn't just, let's go try it, but let's go try it and how do we actually make sure we use this responsibly? How do we make sure that we do this?
Do it the right way.
Yeah, the right way.
Good. Very good. And what did you learn from all of that? Did you take away a lot from that?
Yeah, being a software engineer is kind of like having a catalog of a bunch of different technologies you can pull out to solve problems with. So it was really cool to get to put a bunch of new tools in my tool belt.
Yes, it makes it a lot more fun and interesting, and that's I didn't realize that. I need to get more involved with you all to learn more about all the things that you are doing. Need to do that more. How do you stay up to date with this rapidly evolving technology that's going on in the world today?
Yeah, so I follow a couple blogs, announcement blogs from the various cloud providers like AWS and Google and Azure. And that's where most of my kind of focus is. But I also follow along with some of the more community-driven subreddits and that kind of stuff. And when new technology pops up there, kind of look for opportunities to try it out on where it fits in our project deck.
Yeah, very good. Keeping up with that education, and have you received any new certifications lately? You might want to share?
Yeah, going through the AWS certification path, kind of renewing that. Used to be certified in that, and then the pandemic hit. Yeah. So that was
kind of changed everything.
Yeah, not really focused on studying right around there.
I don't think anybody was at the time. Okay, but that's good. Yeah. How do you see the role of artificial intelligence and machine learning in the future of software development?
Yeah, I think it's a really exciting space. There's a lot of kind of democratization happening to that now. It's more available than it ever has been before with cloud resources and a lot of the efforts that have been put in to make AI explainable and that kind of stuff. And I think it's really going to impact a lot of what we do as software developers, because there's going to be more and more projects that are available to companies to solve with AI.
Yes.
And so it's going to change a lot of how we work and kind of shift us even more towards being stewards of good architecture and good security practices, and maintaining apps and making sure that they're done correctly and statistically validly.
So even more. I mean, we do that already, but even more we need to because of AI.
Absolutely. Yeah, it just gets, as it gets more complex, we have to get more knowledgeable with it.
That's correct. And then that way we can share that with our customers and make sure they know, and help give them some knowledge as well, because what we're finding is there's it's AI everywhere, everybody's offering it, and they might not be doing it ethically and overcharging, and actually don't really know a whole lot about it, and we don't want to be that way. We want to make sure that we do it the right way to help people grow, and also we want to grow in that realm. So
and it's kind of almost similar to being back in the days of the first software projects, right? We've got all of these companies that are so desperate for a website or technology or a database or whatever it was, and now they're desperate for AI, but they don't know what they can do with it, right? So it becomes, like you were saying, a lot more taking them along that journey with us to help them develop the skills.
I think that is key because of the fact that people want to do it so bad. They don't quite understand it. They know they want it, but they don't know what to ask, and so they're leaving it up to trusting people to teach them, and we find that we care a lot, and we want to make sure we do it correct for them. What's a piece of technology or tool that you've used recently that completely changed the way you work or think about development?
I'm probably going to sound unoriginal, but ChatGPT and Copilot is a big one for us right now. There's definitely things to watch out for with that, right?
Well, let us know what that is, so maybe we, if those that are listening out there will listen to this and know that we can do these type of things to help.
When you interact with ChatGPT, it's sending the next most likely response, right? Okay. And as the models get better, they're doing better about this, but it's not necessarily always the truth, and it's not necessarily always grounded in like an actual document or something that you can go look at.
Right.
And so that's something, especially as we talk about software and software development, where we're talking about very specific syntax and chains of words, so to speak, that you can kind of get down a bad rabbit hole of, if you're not validating that you're getting the correct answer, then you might deploy software that has a bug in it, right? Or that doesn't do what you thought it did. Right. So it's very good at making a lot of text appear, but you have to do the work to make sure that it's the right text.
Right. And I do that just on every day of writing a letter, or what I mean, like an email. I want to make sure I read that email thoroughly, because I want it to deliver the right message when I go through ChatGPT if I'm asking it for help. And there's been times that I'm like, well, I didn't say that. I don't know what that means, So you have to really do your due diligence and make sure you stay on top of it and know what, and don't just leave it up to AI to always be right.
Yeah.
That's very good. Okay. So how do you think, just kind of changing the topic a little bit about low-code and no-code platforms, because we're hearing a lot more about that. We're actually getting a lot of customers that are coming to us about it. And how do you think it will influence the role of software developers in the future?
Yeah, I think there are probably people out there that are selling that to you that'll tell you that, oh, soon you won't need developers at all.
Right.
I don't think that's ever
No.
really going to be true.
No, I agree.
It's a really great place to start if you're kind of just getting started in your kind of software journey, so to speak, and you don't have that expertise in-house of how to,
Right.
work through different languages and different cloud providers and all of the other decisions you have to make. But I think as most organizations mature through that journey, that they'll run up against some walls and hopefully transition out to working with companies like ours or building out their own capabilities.
Right. What we're finding is, and what I've learned from it, is that we may entertain the low code, no code, but we're going to be very upfront about what you're not going to get with that. And that is what is so important for them to know. We don't want to lead them down a path and they have to rewrite a whole entire app again after they've already spent $40,000 because it doesn't do certain things at a certain point. It can't be very robust, or it has to be very low key, I guess, in a way. So I think it's good that if we educate that way, if they decide to come to us with it, they can make a choice if they want to go custom or if they want to just go right here at low code, no code.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What role do you believe quantum computing will play in the software industry, and are there any potential applications you see for it at FocustApps?
Yeah, it's not something I keep up with super much, but I think it really does have the potential to change how we do computing at a very foundational level. I think you're talking about closer to reinventing the first circuits,
Right.
more than you're talking about a 50% faster computer.
Right. You're right.
So I think we're still some time away before it kind of rises to the level of some of the layers of software that we work at. But I think it'll probably push a pretty fundamentally different way of thinking about how data is processed and calculations are done and all that kind of stuff that is the foundations of all of the apps that we do.
Right. Do you see a lot of that information on those, the forums or the things that you get on that talk about it, or?
I think it's still pretty in the realm
Early
of
stages.
laboratories and PhDs.
Okay.
Which I didn't bring my white coat.
But I'm just so thankful that it's slowing down a little bit and we don't have more new things like that. We need to just hold it up a little bit,
But I think one of the first places it will probably show up is in AI, right? There are people out there that are doing a lot of work on studying how we can use that technology to train things faster and run them quicker and with less energy usage and that kind of stuff.
Yes, because I think it's going to have to go that way eventually with all the AI that we're looking to provide everyone.
Yeah.
What I was inspired about is recently when you did the Lunch and Learn and you did the seminar on security and how important it is that we are more involved and focused on making sure that everything that we do and develop is secure. And I think that is something that a lot of people think that they are. A lot of people kind of push it aside and think that's never going to happen to me. But we have taken the challenge of implementing a lot more of that security within FocustApps as well as in everything that we develop. And I just thought it was inspiring to hear you talk about that, because it makes me think, and also helps me be able to talk to my, any of the businesses, or just when I'm out networking about, security and making sure that your software development company that you're working with is secure.
That is pretty much it, right? It's we have done a lot of work at this company to make sure that things like security and cloud and all of these big vague concepts that are kind of hard to attach to if you aren't in the weeds every day. We've done a lot of work to kind of make those something that our customers can actually interface with, and we're continuing to grow in that space too as the technology grows, right? We were just talking about ChatGPT, and that's potentially a whole new realm of security, right? There's all kinds of things that you can get it to say, and not all of them good, right?
Right. Absolutely.
And that's going to require new ways of securing our apps and our systems and all that kind of stuff. But especially, communicating to our customers about why that's important and why that's necessary, and what they get out of actually doing that, right, is a huge piece of that.
It is. It's a hard sell to people, because that's kind of believe it or not, that's one of some people really want security, and I think that's smart. And not saying that the ones that don't, but it's not top priority for them, and we need to kind of make that be that way for them, because we want this. We're building this project for you, and we want it to be secure and protect you. Braden, what advice would you give to someone aspiring to become a software developer or join FocustApps?
Pay attention to your coursework. Don't fall into the habit of just relying on ChatGPT, like kind of what we said earlier. That doesn't sound very inspiring, but there's a lot of actual engineering that goes into this kind of stuff, and ChatGPT isn't going to be able to answer those questions, right? Should you make it fast, or should you make it, more globally available? Well, which one's important to your customer?
Right.
ChatGPT is not going to be able to answer that question for you.
Very good. Yeah, I know. Right.
Yeah. So learn as much as you can about, good software practices, about good software development lifecycle, and good engineering practices. Learn about architecture and structure, because everybody can learn to program a new programming language, right? The days are gone where you can be a Python developer or a C# developer for your entire life.
Right. You're going to have to be versatile. You're going to have to really want to reach out there and learn all the technologies and continue to learn. Be okay to be open-minded enough to not just be, this is all I'm going to do, and be willing to want to learn more, because there's a lot.
Like when I got out of college, they weren't teaching anything about how to do source control, or like good software engineering practices, or even the software engineering and development life cycle. Right. And that's somewhat changed now, but
very important.
The cloud wasn't a thing really 10 years ago, and now we've gone from the cloud to AI to ChatGPT, right? So
it's a lot. It's
more than ever
quick.
before.
Yes, very quick technology that has happened, and dive into it and learn it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, the last question is a fun fact. Tell me a little bit more about the Lego, what happened there. I think that's incredible, but if there's another fun fact that we don't know outside of FocustApps that maybe you haven't shared that would be really cool, I'd love to hear that too.
Yeah, so First Lego League is the name of the program. It was started by Dean Kamen, who invented the Segway. Not the guy that drove the Segway off the cliff, different guy, and a professor from MIT named Woody Flowers. And they basically set it up because they saw kids aspiring to be football players and doing sports, and they thought, well, wouldn't it be great if we could also present them like a way to aspire about being engineers and programmers and being in STEM fields. So literally they tried to put together the Super Bowl for the mind, is what they called it. So first Lego, then they partnered with Lego and to create First Lego League, which is aimed at children to kind of get their hands into some of those basic concepts and start doing research projects and really be involved in actual engineering processes
At a
but
very young
still-
age,
yeah.
too, even. That's amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, that's something I did as a kid, and I've been volunteering with it for probably 15 years now, since then.
So you're helping others as well, and still building Legos, I assume, building.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
Yeah, every now and again.
My son goes, and him and his girlfriend go and buy a Lego like around the like Valentine's Day. They did the roses, and because you can build roses now and things like that. And so he's doing a set for her. And I was like just so blown away by that. I was like, that's amazing. I didn't know you had that in you. So all of a sudden he's doing that, so it's pretty cool. I appreciate you being here with me today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for joining Braden and I today at FocusChats. If you want to know more about Braden, reach out to him, or if you would like to reach out to us and what he spoke about today at FocusApps, you can reach us at FocusApps.com. Thank you, and see you next time.